going on YouTube? It's your boy GrandPaPenguin. Today's YouTube video we're gonna be reacting to is Scump talks about his death, about his retirement. Let's get right into the video. Let me get a sip of water.
My brother, shake my hand the right thing. There we go, man.
What's up? I have so many mixed emotions with this video.
Shout out to them. They obviously watch the videos.
Do they actually?
Yeah.
Who?
Just all the fans.
Oh, really?
The green walls. Yeah. Usually I make it a point to go out there because I know that you can't. I know that the players can't. You know, obviously back in the day we used to have the ability to have the meetups and the scuff booth signings. And all that stuff.
I wish I feel one in the future. In the future, I actually want to be Optic.
I mean, fans probably think we're avoiding
SCUMP.
them, and I just want to say we're not. I mean, we're just not supposed to like interact.
That's right.
Because the amount of people that get COVID after every event is
a lot.
Insane.
It's ridiculous.
And especially after this last event. We have a 2-week window till champs. If you get COVID, you're like borderline, and we went through that last year.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit again.
That was terrible.
Obviously, I've known you since you were 17 years old, fresh out of high school. You started competing. Everybody knows.
I'm just hoping Seth doesn't retire.
That I met you, and
it's gonna be a huge downfall if Seth actually retires.
Becoming less red as you get older, because
that is true. When he was redhead, when he was in Black Ops 2, it was ridiculous.
It's the sun. If I'm in the sun a lot, my hair gets lighter. If I'm not in the sun at all, it's dark. So you can tell when I'm really grinding.
You can tell you're grinding right now.
Yeah, you can tell when I haven't seen the sun in weeks.
Obviously, the amount of pressure that is on you specifically, one, for being the face of the league, being the face of Optic, being the veteran that you are, having competed for the last decade, almost more than
that's
a decade.
Ridiculous. A decade long.
Well,
just grinding hard.
My first tournament win was in 2011, and that was like my first official MLG tournament win. So I was playing before that. So that's what people don't really take into account. Is that, I mean, this is probably, I think this is my 13th season.
Yeah.
Is it 13 Call of Duties? That kind of seems like a crazy number.
It is a crazy number. I mean, we know it's crazy, but how does it feel for you? Is it like a day-to-day thing?
13 years playing the same game, just grinding, being on the top.
The closer you get to
retirement. The older I've got, the harder it's gotten. Obviously.
The game itself?
The games that they're putting out nowadays don't help with the amount of like interactions and
the doors,
actions
the
per
maps
minute you have to do on the controller.
2 shots.
Like if they were making normal CODs, I'd be like good, but like they're making like Vanguards where I have to slide cancel 6,000 times a map.
All right, now
that's ridiculous.
A little bit of more of a fun question. I personally believe that your Modern Warfare 3 year was like your most dominant year, in my opinion.
Oh, it's the most dominant year that I think we'll ever see from anyone ever. But it wasn't
for you specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, me and the team, me, Ray, Will, and Joe, like we were literally like
on the top.
We only lost one tournament.
That's crazy.
And that was because it was cold.
Yes, I have an excuse for that.
Yeah.
Because I have an excuse for everything.
Yeah.
That one was a legit excuse.
Yeah, there's a difference between excuses and reasons. And I think that the reasons are the ones that are sort of taken as excuses, which is unfair to you.
That's one of the annoying things.
Well, which one do you believe you're the most dominant Call of Duty that you've ever played?
MW3. Well, we
MW3,
didn't lose until the very last.
Personally as a player, which one do you have the most confidence in?
Like my best game ever, probably MW3.
MW3 seconded by Black Ops 2.
Oh. AW, I was Black Ops 3, Black Ops 1.
Those were all better. True. Which was the second best? SCUMP. And I'm getting to the question when
my second best game.
Yeah.
MW3, and then I'd probably say like
AW.
Either AW, probably AW.
AW SCUMP.
And then probably like Black Ops 3, and then Black Ops 1. Like I don't know, probably something like that.
If there was to be, let me put it like this. So here's the question that I want to ask. If there was a free for all in which every year the scumpii played in the league joined as that Age of Scum. So you have 17-year-old Scump versus 18-year-old Scump versus 20-year-old Scump versus 27-year-old Scump, and all of them in between, who wins?
I don't know, dude. Like,
or 18-year-old Scump, 17 or 18-year-old.
Like maybe 21-year-old I don't know, dude. Somewhere from like 17 to 22 was like my best years, probably.
Facts.
But that's not even true because MW3 I was 15. 15 to 22 are my best years.
One of the things
That's
that people don't
crazy.
take into account is the
15.
fact that you haven't truly just been a professional Call of Duty player. When you get compared to the likes of Crimsix, Claysters, like everybody that's in the top 5 greatest of all time, none of them were creating as much content as you were. So you were
Facts.
arguably
Grinding.
not focusing all of your skills and efforts into perfecting your craft as a pro Call of Duty player. Do you think, and how much better do you think you would have been if your sole focus from the beginning, money's not an option, money's not a concept, how much better do you think you would be as a Call of Duty player?
I don't know. I don't know that it would have changed my personal skills so much. I probably could have been a better teammate at times.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3. Just content.
I mean, I was still like a good teammate. There were a couple of years where I was a shitty teammate. I mean, everyone has those years. Like, when you're young, you're dumb, you think you're the shit. Everyone has those years. But I don't know. I don't think that it really affected me that much. I mean, I was playing a lot, so maybe it like kind of helped me. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say because like I was playing so much Call of Duty. And I don't think people understand that. Like I was playing COD. Like when I say like 10 to 12 hours a day, I literally mean 10 to 12
That's
hours.
ridiculous.
It was, like,
12
nonstop.
hours, your thumbs are being
And that's why
numb.
I think like now it's like I can't
Sore.
do that anymore. I just can't. You know, it's not possible. I mean, my hands like
Sore.
I'm after
just like
scrims,
it.
my hands are just chalked.
Because you're just like it.
They
So
hurt.
sick.
Yeah,
Either
and
they get swollen.
18,000.
they're just like they just get like tight. You can just feel like it just gets tight. Like everything gets tight. I mean, everyone, even like the younger players, say they have that, which is like what I'm saying. The games they're making right now are not helping my case. Because
It's
like after 6 hours of playing straight, like we played 3 sets yesterday, and oh my god, at the end of it, I was like, dude, I'm done.
Yeah.
It was like it's just so intense. It's hard.
You mentioned if you were to take content out, maybe
Honestly,
you
if
would
they
have
hit
been a better
Black Ops
teammate.
2 back in the
When you
day,
were teaming with Nate Shot back
12
in those
hours,
days,
that's
then obviously
easy
you
'cause
guys
you're
were
not
both
slide
on the
counter.
grind. Obviously, you
just jump shotting.
being almost the first of his kind professional Call of Duty player that sort of transcended Call of Duty and became more of a streamer, or an equal amount of focus was being put on both. Do you think that the content of the competition that you had between you two had to do with your ability to be a better teammate, or do you think it was just you growing up?
We had competition, but like, I mean, there was a point where it was an unhealthy competition, but for the most part, it was like healthy. For the most part, there was like a few moments, there were a few blowouts, obviously, but that's just gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah,
we were competing against each other, which I wish we wouldn't have done that. But in the position we were in, like we weren't making that much money. Like at that time, I was fresh out of high school. Had like basically no money to my name. I mean, I had a couple tournament wins, but we were winning like $2,500 a tournament win. So like
That's
basically had no money.
$2,000.
So like, yeah, we were competing against each other. Like we wanted to make money. We had no fucking money. Like I didn't go to college. You know, back then it was really scary for me because, you know, I took the risk and I took the leap of faith to move to Chicago and do the team house thing and all that. When I could have went to college and got a degree. But like I said, at that point, we had nothing. So I think we definitely butted heads a lot more because of the content.
Yeah,
but I also feel like
content and
it
money.
made us like kind of closer in the end of things because
'Cause you had the
now like we
competition.
both grew up and realized like
That was
what
dumb.
we were doing. It wasn't
smart.
like we were against each other. It was more like we were just out for ourselves at that time, and it just kind of like muddied the relationship a little bit then. But now, like,
Yeah, they're
we
friendly
both realized
relationship.
that, you know, we were dumb. It's just a part of growing up, and
Yeah.
we didn't understand. You know, we didn't know how far this thing was going to go. We didn't know, you know, 10 years down the line, am I going to be good financially? Am I going to be safe? You know, secure? Am I going to have to go back to school? Like, we didn't know. We had all these questions that we didn't know. So, I think that like just kind of made it
Facts.
a little
Facts.
tense at times between us. But I don't think I was really a bad teammate for the most part because of that. I think I was still I was a horrible teammate overall, but because of that, I wasn't a bad teammate. And like Black Ops 2, I was a bad teammate.
Black Ops 2?
Yeah, like I had an ego. Like
Yeah.
I was just a bad teammate.
You were asking people to buy you steak dinners after winning championships.
I still do that.
You still do that?
I mean, if we win a chip, I'm getting a dinner after. Like, it's the least you could do. You could buy me dinner.
Yeah.
Take me to dinner.
Yeah, well, look, I think I do a pretty good job at giving you guys dinner before the championship, which I think.
Oh yeah, no, we get treated well.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. You know, I think that all of that needs to stop in order for you guys to want that dinner at the end of
Nah,
that.
bro.
How would you feel if
Team
I
dinner.
told everybody, every single one of your teammates, coaches included, that I said, all right, look, if you guys win champs, I'm going to give you an additional $25,000 bonus if you guys win. You guys end up
we're going
winning.
harder.
And then I'm like, I was just trying to motivate you guys to achieve the impossible. I'm not paying you motherfuckers shit. How would you feel if I did that?
I mean, that would be kind of messed up, but at the end of the
That's
day, like,
$100
we were
grand.
champs. I don't think we would care that much.
Listen, I'm going to give you guys $50,000 bonus if you guys win champs this time. Lock it in.
200.
That's cap.
That's crazy.
When Nation retired in 2016, do you remember how it happened? Do you remember me telling you this guy? Like, what was that conversation with him
That would
like?
push people to action. To
That
push
was a
when
weird dude because so it was me, Matt, and Krim and Nade. So Nade like was kind of throwing up the bullshit for a little bit.
What's that
And
mean?
He was just throwing up the bullshit. Like you could tell that he wasn't like fully invested into it, you know. And like for us, we were just we were like super competitive, like wanted to win everything. And Nade, like you can just tell when someone's like kind of becoming done with it, and
Yeah.
that's like how Matt was. I feel like towards the end. So at the end of it, I don't really exactly remember how it happened, but I'm pretty sure. How did it happen, Matt?
How did he tell you guys?
I'm pretty sure he just told us like he's retiring.
Cut the vibe.
Huh?
Cut the vibe. We were fucking with him the whole. We're like, yeah, it's good. Trying to drink now.
Okay, so I asked Matt for a little bit of
Formal.
Yeah, formal. So after we lost champs, I mean, me, Krim, and Matt were fucking devastated because, like, I mean, that was our tournament to lose.
Yeah.
And we lost it. And Matt Formal just said that he caught the vibe. Like, we were not happy. Like, we were pissed.
So Nate sort of got the vibe
He
that
caught
you
the
guys
vibe,
that
yeah.
you guys were
He
done.
pulled out a fucking HBR. Like,
Yeah, I mean, in
He
his
poured out the HBR.
like he was checked.
in his defense, he's still
He was
he's still defending
throwing.
it.
He was throwing.
I mean, looking back at it, it's
wasn't-
funny. I mean, it's not really funny because, like, obviously I would have loved to have a ring, but
The formal's like, is it?
yeah, I mean, it's funny.
All right. What about
Poured
when
out
he
the
said when he
HBR.
announced that he
They
was
could
leaving
have
Optic?
won champs.
How did you personally feel about that?
That one was weird. I mean, I couldn't really knock it because, like, he was trying to start his own thing and he had a vision and whatever. And I mean, now
Well,
look
he
at it.
didn't though, right? He wanted to just he pursued love in LA. It's not arguably, it's definitely why he left. He wanted to leave and he wanted to start his own thing. And you know, ultimately his clothing brand 100 Thieves, you know, he couldn't stay away from Call of Duty, so he jumped back into it, sponsored Aches and the team. But that aside, like how did you personally feel as, you know, having somebody that important to Optic, someone that important to your life, to my life, to us, just saying, you know, we're no longer part of the gang?
I mean, I don't think that I really felt like too crazy about it. I mean,
You understood it?
It's his decision.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like he's gone forever and he's like
still
it's not
here.
like he left and didn't fuck with us. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like he left and
Well, he left and didn't fuck with me for like a year, so yeah.
yeah, that's different. He still fucked with me.
Yeah.
But like I understand that. But it wasn't like, yeah, I mean, leaving Optic, I mean, yeah, it was weird, I guess, but at the same time, like I said, it wasn't like I knew that he like disliked me or something. It was like he's just doing his own thing.
Got it. I had a personal question that I never asked you and I haven't asked you. How did the conversation between you, Stro, or whoever it was to leave Optic for those 2 weeks? How did that, like, where did it happen? Where did it happen and how did it happen?
UMG Philly. I'm pretty sure I was just so fed up. Like we placed like top 16. Obviously, like
Got so pissed.
I still say this now.
You
I'm a
drove it
competitor
home.
first, and you know, content will always come second as long as I'm competing. It's just how it is. It's how it has to be. If I prioritize content, then it's like, what the fuck am I doing competing? But so I was really, really mad. We weren't placing well. We weren't playing well. And I just thought the team, like, honestly, I was like, I think that I could be on a better team and I want to win and I'm going to try to win. So I talked to Stro. I'm pretty sure we were outside or something in Philly and it was so cold. And I was like, I'm leaving. I want to leave. And he was like, all right, come on over to us. And he gave me the whole pitch and
Come on,
he sold me. I mean, obviously he sold me. That one hurt you?
Yeah, it fucking hurt me. It hurt.
No!
It hurt me because I'm like, no, we're not done. Like what, where you were going in my mind, your trajectory of where you were obviously fucking going. Like we're sitting here, like that was my vision for what you were, and I'm like, that is not the place for you to be. So yeah, I was upset. I was more upset when you
But
made.
now that's the place that I am.
What upset me the most was like when you made me choose between you and Nate, and I was like, well, one of them is threatening to leave and the other one is not. You know, I wasn't choosing you over him. I was choosing, you know.
What would Optic look like if we both left?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that I would have pursued. I don't know. I think that that Optic could have gotten to.
Imagine that. Imagine a different timeline where I stayed on Envy and Nate Shot left.
No, I don't think he would have left if you left.
Really?
No.
So he left because of me?
No.
So you're telling me he left solely because of me?
No, he didn't. No, he left because of me. He left because of the situation. He wanted ownership at the time. There was like no real way to do that. But at the end of the day, when Optic sold, I took care of everybody. No paper needed, right? You got taken care of. Embos got taken care of. He would have obviously gotten taken care of, but you know he needed a piece of paper. And at the time, I don't know why I didn't even pursue that or wanted to do that. But yeah, I think
it was a different time. Now today's a lot different.
Yeah, way different. I don't think that Optic would be where it's at today if early on you guys left. I think that it would still be an organization. It wouldn't have been as successful. I don't think, but I still would have obviously cared about everybody that was in it. I wouldn't have been able to turn my back on them. I think that we could have still made it work. I mean, the model that we created
crazy.
Obviously works. But it wouldn't have been as successful, that's for sure. I wouldn't have had as good a time as I did. I think when you and Nate came into my life, I mean, I was 29 years old. I had no business being friends with fucking 17-year-olds.
That's crazy. I'm almost as old as you were when.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. By now, by your age, I was already on my second year in Optic, already uploading videos to YouTube.
You started at 25?
Yep, 2005. Yeah. 2005 is when I joined. 2006 is when I took over. That's why it was established in 2006. I think, but I think that I still would have been able to maybe pursue. I think I would have focused a little bit more on my own personal stuff. But I'm glad that didn't happen. Obviously, not because of the money, but I think what Optic is way bigger. If I pass away today, maybe Hex as a brand dies, but Optic will continue to live, and that's way stronger, in my opinion, than that, because my name will always be attached to Optic, and it will live forever. So I'm glad that it didn't, though. You know what I mean? You're one of my greatest friends in this. It would have
been an interesting timeline. Just think about that. Think about that. It's crazy to think about. Think about my split-second decision when I was like, I gotta go back. Mm-hmm. Imagine if I don't have that.
Imagine if Nate says, fuck that. He betrayed us. He can't come back.
Yeah, imagine if they say no.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Bose was the one that was like, nah, we gotta pick him back up.
I told Nate that I'm like,
Mark knew.
I told Nate, I'm like, yo, I mean, it's your choice. And then I look at Bose and I'm like, please say yes. But yeah, no, I'm glad that obviously everything turned out the way they did. So let's move forward to the Dynasty era, right? 2.5 years
Dynasty
of
era. That's so
you
crazy.
guys finally achieve what seemed to be the unachievable, the elusive world champs. We were dominant in every single facet of our business, competitive wise and viewership wise, but we just were never able to capture it. Now you guys getting to the pinnacle, winning champs. Immediately after that, Matt leaves, and then you have your worst competitive Call of Duty year ever. Not winning a single championship that entire year. Where was your mind at then?
Well, we didn't really give ourselves much of a chance. That year was just really weird. I mean, I don't know how many events we had until like the breakup started. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was like 3 events or 2 or 3 events. That's like when we were pretty much like butting heads and it was just like done. that's like the part of my career that I wish I could go back and like change it, because I lived in Cali and like I was being really selfish and I had red bar internet.
Should have lived in
Like,
Texas.
we literally couldn't practice, but it's not like I wasn't doing anything. I literally had the tech out like 20 different times and they just couldn't fix it. So looking back, I wish I would have just moved to Texas, but that wasn't even an option like at that time. Like going into Black Ops 4 after the World War II season, Damon was literally like, I'll play with Seth again if he moves to Texas. And it was like a no-brainer. But like at the time where I was in life, I couldn't just get up and fucking move. And like that, it was just a really bad situation.
Well, that's not true though, because you could have.
I mean, I could have, but like, who wants to do that? Like, I was doing everything I could to fix it. I mean, and I just couldn't. And I didn't want to just get up and move. Like, but looking back on it, I wish that I would have done that. I mean, that's like the one thing in my career that I do regret is like not handling that situation better. Because I mean, I love that team. Obviously, that team was hilarious. I mean, we're really good. It was a fun team. But yeah, I mean, everything comes to an end at some point.
Obviously, 2022, as we sit here today, Champs is 1 week away. This is your 13th season playing Call of Duty.
I don't know.
Endless accomplishments. Obviously, notably, you know, one of the most popular esports personality in the space. Going into Champs, how do you feel that this year has gone so far?
I think this has probably been the hardest year I've ever had. Like, personally, and then the whole Ender situation with his thumb. This year's been like the hardest that I've ever had, because I've never had to deal with like substitutes and
2 subs.
You know, it's just so annoying because we win Major 1. Second event, Ender's his thumb problems start happening, and then like we were like on this trajectory, just going up, and then that happened, and it was just like it was so hard. Like, even I was watching a stream last night of a player, and he was like, I wonder how good Optic would have been this year if Ender's thumb didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people still criticize us like we haven't dealt with this thing all fucking year. And it's like they expect the world out of us when it's like we haven't really had the tools capable. I mean, our fourth got injured. We played with Jordan for an event. We played with Byron for like almost all of stage 3, like, and then there were weeks and weeks of like we wouldn't practice because we're gonna get Ender back. Like, the doctor said he's gonna be healed in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks down the line, the doctor gave him a wrong diagnosis and he wasn't healed in 2 weeks, and now it's like we just wasted 2 weeks of not practicing when we could have, because we were just waiting for Ender to come back. But the doctor gave him the wrong fucking information, so now we're sitting here with our fucking cocks in our hands, not doing anything. And yeah, this year's been all over the place. And it's even more annoying because people still judge us like we've had our tools capable the whole year. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying.
How difficult is it for you to shut out the annoying people that don't take common sense into account? Obviously, you and I have had endless conversations about this, and I'm like, Seth, hang up the phone, don't look at Twitter, get in your pool, look at where you're sitting in your pool, looking at your house. How do you block them out with everything that you've accomplished? Nothing that you have has been given to you. Everything that you've been working on. So to allow, some random Twitter warrior to get under your nerves.
I think it just gets on my nerves because, like, I think that people know that, like, but it's that people don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, people, like, dude, they sit there and they're like, dude, you guys should have done this. It's like, motherfucker, we haven't had our team all year. Like, how are you judging us? Like, we have been fully capable of this whole year. It's like, dude, this has been the most annoying year of my career. It's not even close. It's not close. Because even like pros judge us like there's only a couple pros that I've heard like be like, yeah, that's shitty. Like,
yeah.
Like imagine if any other team went through what we have
went
had
through
to
that.
go.
Yeah.
It would be, it sucked. It's been a hard year. But we got Ender back. We got champs. We just got to give it give it our all at the last one. I mean, that's it. We've been finally been getting like some good practice over these past like couple weeks.
good.
So yeah, I'm just hoping for the best at champs.
I think it's irrational for the amount of people that, I mean, even after you guys lose, like the amount of people that I saw tweeting, like people from the industry or people that are affiliated with the industry, the shit that they
Oh,
tweeted,
dude, everyone is.
I immediately unfollowed like fucking 5 people.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I
everyone's
never
a-
want to hear from your stupidity
Everyone's
again.
such a critic, and they don't even. They look at the immediate
sucks.
result. They don't
It
look at
just
anything
sucks.
else. They just look at that, and it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, that's part of just sports culture in general. So there's not really much you can do, but it definitely like does get annoying, just because
I don't
like
blame 'em.
I know our team knows, and everyone else thinks they know, and it's like, it's just annoying. I mean, yeah.
Obviously, after difficult years like these, after the amount of years that you've sat competing day after day, the amount of critics, the amount of love, because you are loved. You are one of the most loved esports personalities.
Yeah,
ever.
let me also say that there are a lot of people that
More than the squeaky wheels.
there are a lot of people that do, show love and support, and we really do appreciate you guys, because like there's a lot of people that will cheer for us when we're winning and just shit on us when we're losing. It's so annoying. It's that's kind of like my most hated part of competing, is that when you're winning, it's amazing and everyone's
Yeah.
so nice and so great to you and
Everybody's
we
so
love
nice.
you, and then like you start losing and you'll see that same person just start shitting on you. It's like
Hypocrites.
but there are a lot of fans that, win or lose, they do have our backs.
majority.
And I really appreciate them, because like, they're just they understand, they
Yeah.
get it. We're human. People just expect the world from us all the time, and we can't always give you that. We're doing our best, like we're doing our best.
A
So
human,
that's
yeah, they
just-
make mistakes.
That's all we can
can
give.
see it.
And the people that understand that, we got mad love for you. So thank you.
So obviously, with the amount of accomplishments, with the amount of love that you do get from the fans, the successes from a financial standpoint, like that's taken care of. So what sparks a person like you, who has accomplished as much as you have, who has literally carried not just a league, but the brand also that you represent, and I say carry on the Optic side, like very with insider knowledge and more of a different perspective as a team owner, and what you've brought to this. Obviously, we all respect everybody that puts in work here, from
It's crazy how
Roger
Scump-
to Joey to Maddie.
That's crazy how Scump actually
all the players. Obviously, we all carry our own weight. But
Shout out to
for
the
you,
Texas
after having
fans.
done all that, like what keeps that
Called 'em out.
spark going? Like obviously you've hinted
Yeah, what's his
towards
motive?
retirement in the past,
is
sometimes
big.
jokingly, sometimes I know that it's not jokingly, sometimes we go through these things almost on a yearly basis now. What keeps that spark going? Is it competition purely? What is it?
I think it's a mixture of like competition purely. I've always loved competing. I grew up playing sports all the time. I've just always enjoyed competing. I've always enjoyed
Facts.
striving to be better, striving for improvement. I think like that's always something that's really kept me going, just because like, getting on for practice every day, the team camaraderie, trying to get better, trying to all collectively work towards a goal. I think that's always been something that I've really enjoyed, just because like,
Yeah.
through the highs and the lows, your teammates, your coaches, everyone at Optic, they all got your back. And I think that's one of the really humbling experiences of competing. It's like you got 3 other people on your team beside you that are relying on you. And I've always really loved that. I've always loved the team aspect of it. And I've grown to appreciate it more as I've gotten older. Again, back then I wasn't always the best teammate. And that's something that obviously if I could, I would go back and change it, but I can't. But I think just like this, the will to win and striving to be better would be like the things that make me keep going, and obviously love for the game. And I think that's, where things are starting to get a little rocky.
Yeah.
The game itself.
The game itself has just been,
Trash.
I played through the golden era of Call of Duty, and now we're getting these. It's tough.
Post retirement, do you see yourself? I mean, I'm not saying that you're retiring. Whenever it is that is, do you see yourself becoming more of a Warzone streamer than a traditional Call of Duty streamer, multi-game streamer? What do you see in your future? Maybe a different game?
Yeah,
Formal?
That's what's the interesting part. No, I'll never compete again. Like I will never compete again whenever I'm done. I mean,
Not even in Warzone tournaments?
I don't even think I want to play in those. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm probably going to do like, obviously I'm still going to want to watch Call of Duty. I mean, I'm probably going to be doing that stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Probably play a mix of everything.
Well, looking forward to finding out what it is that you do in 3 years after you retire.
I can't say never. I mean, maybe like something that comes out down the road and I'm like, I got to try, you know, who knows, but
I'll tell you what, as a competitive person myself, not having half of the abilities that you have, the competitive drive will never, ever go
That's
away.
what I'm saying. I can't say never.
Anyway, this interview was brought to you by Oakley. Thanks so much for tuning in.
That's crazy. They should get more people.
If you guys want to continue to watch him compete, dislike the video if you are a literal hater.
So there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. Much love. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.